SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flo.
In the headlines, community groups encouraged to lend support in the fight against diabetes and other non-communicable diseases. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister comes under heavy criticism for calling public servants in the country unproductive. Sudan flood kills scores, displaced thousands. And in sports, Trehan half-century anchors India revival in first test against the West Indies in Antigua. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
That was the news headline sponsored in part by Flo.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Friday, August 23rd, 2019. I am Investor Bowens with the details. Health is a shared responsibility. This is what the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment has been promoting, and one group has been created to help empower residents in the Maracaibo Valley to address the scourge of diabetes and other non-communicable diseases. SVG-TV's Barvin Oliver tells us more in this report.
Diabetes and other non-communicable diseases have a negative impact on the life of those affected as well as their families and the community in general. With this in mind, a community-based strategic approach is underway to help deal with the effects of NCDs. The Maracaibo Health District Group is one of several groups established to help lessen the case of NCDs in the country. The group will be working along with health centers in Calder, Evesham, Mesopotamia, Richland Park, Greggs and Lomans. Health nursing supervisor for the Maracaibo Health District, Arlene James, said non-communicable diseases such as cancers and heart disease are the leading cause of death in SVG, posing a challenge for the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment. She said though the ministry is charged with the responsibility for providing health care, it cannot do it alone, and as such it is partnering with the Maracaibo Health District team and other community-based groups in addressing the issue, which she believes is a step in the right direction.
And as a result, the new thrust is for the Ministry of Health to form partnerships with other organizations, stakeholders, and agencies who can and may be able to contribute in some way towards the advancement of health and help in the long run to reduce the effects and the burden of the non-communicable diseases, the cancers and the heart conditions. And as we are all aware, most of them are lifestyle diseases, lifestyle conditions. And so the ministry believe that forming district groups out there would be a very good way to help in this regard.
Members of the Maracaibo Health District team are drawn from the community and will be familiar with those who are either suffering with non-communicable diseases or at risk. The health nursing supervisor said though the members of the group are not medical professionals, their contributions can help to provide crucial health information.
Once you're an advocate out there and you encourage people to, come for screening and come for testing so that you can be identified. So one of the ways they can do that is to have a special activity, a little health fair, and once they screen, if there is a problem, then prompt intervention can be initiated to either arrest what is happening or to treat early so that you can delay or retard progression, which we all know progression can lead to complications.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Cuthbert Knight, said health is a shared responsibility and is delighted to partner with various stakeholders to improve the health outcomes with intentions. He said the creation of the Marika Health Group helps to empower communities in the fight against non-communicable diseases.
It is an effort for us to try and build capacity for community-based action. And in so doing, we are focusing on harnessing whatever resources lie within our partners or stakeholders within the Marika community to somewhat create that supportive environment for the prevention and control of NCDs, and also as a response to the epidemiological profile within that country. We are hoping that we can also help not only in the establishment of such, but we can give them the support that they require, training, etc., to work along with us or to partner with us in this regard.
The Marika Health District team recently assisted in the handing over of several medical supplies to the Levi Latham Health Center. It is hoped that more groups can be established in other districts to help combat non-communicable diseases in the country. For SVG-TV's Evening News, I am Bhavin Olver.
Meanwhile, the importance of diet and exercise in addressing diabetes has been emphasized by nutritionist Camille John, the district dietitian attached to the Levi Latham Health Center. In an interview with SVG-TV News, John said it is essential for persons who have diabetes or hypertension to pay close attention to what they eat in order to maintain a healthy lifestyle.
So eating more for diabetics, there's not such as a diabetic diet, but we advocate that they eat food high in fiber, more fresh foods, the portion of fruits and veg. So half of the plate is, let's say there's a plate, half of the plate for your lunch, half of it should be vegetables, and less carbs, because when carbs break down into the body, break down into simple sugar. So that too could cause the blood sugar to elevate. So it's about that, and even though you might say, oh, my knee hurts, my joint hurts, I'm not that active, I say you could sit down and you could do chair exercise, and I will show them some chair exercises just to get involved. Drink lots of water, and stay away from like the processed food. And even with the barrel culture, I said sometimes the barrel culture could, because for finance, some people, they depend on this barrel from overseas and most of it's thin stuff. So I said, try your best to eat more fresh then. And if it so happens that you have to, if it's like tuna, for example, tuna and sardine, I say, eat the tuna or the sardine in water, not the one in like the condiment sauces or the oil and so on.
John said she is excited to play a role in assisting those in the community affected by non-communicable diseases and highlighted some of the projects she wishes to get involved with during her stint in the district.
We actually have an active hypertensive and diabetic group, and I met with them on Monday, and we started the material already. We're going to actually, out at the back there, we're actually going to do a vegetable table. So we're going to plant what is lettuce. We're going to teach them to help to be more self-sufficient in the sense. So I'm looking forward, and we have plans to do walks and other activity. I have plans to do cooking sessions with them and show them actually how to prepare a low salt meal, right? Yeah, so I'm looking forward. I have a lot of fresh ideas for the groups.
The SVG School of Continuing Education was officially registered with the National Accreditation Board during a ceremony at the Peace Memorial Hall yesterday. Its registration certifies that the institution meets certain minimum operating standards required for the conduct of an academic provider in SVG. Registration is a pre-accreditation status since it is the first step towards the accreditation of programs offered by an institution. The SVG School of Continuing Education, which is located at Lower Kingston Park, has been registered to provide training in care of the older adult, early childhood development, early childhood education, basic aesthetics, basic garment drafting, and construction. Speaking at yesterday's ceremony, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Michael Burke, said that the National Accreditation Board came about from someone seeing the importance to build an institution that ensures quality assurance to protect persons looking to further their education from unscrupulous organizations or scammers.
To fill that void, that was the accreditation unit. But the board would not be as functional if there weren't persons within the board who had hearts. And one of the biggest hearts you can find is that of Mrs. Hamilton. One of the biggest hearts you can find is that of the chair. And we interact and work with her all the time, and we recognize that she is passionate, very passionate about the business of education. She is very passionate about the business of protecting our citizens. So again, we need to give them a round of applause. But this unit is a unit that is evolving. And for a unit to evolve, that unit must be trained. So every effort has been made to expose the individuals who work in this organization, in this entity, to training related to accreditation. So the unit is not one that is random or conducts business in an ad hoc manner. They are professionals who are trained. They are professionals who have been exposed to higher learning. They are professionals who have traveled the length and globe to acquire new skills and knowledge. And this
Burke congratulated the SVG School of Continuing Education for getting on board to becoming a more qualified institution.
Education is indeed the instrumental tool, the vehicle, the Rolls Royce out of poverty. And many of us can attest to that fact. So we welcome you. And when we see what you're doing, we recognize what you're doing. And we know that it started with the vision of one, perhaps. So a seed was planted, but the seed that was planted was a seed that was planted divine, because it is God who inspires. So God placed that seed in your head, and that seed was able to germinate and grow into a beautiful tree. And today, we're here to register that tree.
CEO of the SVG School of Continuing Education, Sylvia Gould, said that the institution has come a long way in accomplishing its first step of being a center of excellence.
Today, we recognize the importance of assuring quality in all our activities. The quality of higher education activities and outcomes is one of the most important and pressing issues in the development of an educational institution. It contributes to the academic standing and overall knowledge development of students. It will also have a significant impact on all other stakeholders, including the staff and the nation as a whole, as it not only impacts the recipients of the training, but also determines the level of economic contribution that would result from the training offered. The SVG School of Continuing Education is committed to being a center of excellence in the provision of relevant post-secondary theoretical and technical education courses to our current and potential students. The Board of Directors, management, and staff, through our commitment to quality, strive to focus on continuous quality improvement and customer satisfaction.
Parents across the country have again been challenged to ensure their children make full use of the educational opportunities being made available to them. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Sir Louis Straker issued this challenge at an award ceremony held today at the Foreign Affairs Conference Room. Over 100 students from primary and secondary schools nationwide received a bursary of $350 to assist with the purchasing of their school supplies for the new school year. Sir Louis encouraged parents to partner with all stakeholders to ensure their children get the necessary help to do well in school.
Be on their backs to make sure that they are doing well, and once in a while, make sure you go to the schools and find out how your child is doing. Many of you don't go to the PTA meetings. Many of you don't talk to the teachers. Your children do poorly, and I have said nobody should come to me at the end when they have they are assigning them to schools. You come and say, your child is going to, they assign it to this secondary school, and you want them to go to girls' high school and grammar school. They didn't work for girls' high school and grammar school. Don't come to me. I have always said that your children, God has blessed them with a mind and brains as much as those who are going to prep school. They don't have less brains, you know. But the middle-income people and the rich people who send their children to prep school, they make sure that their children read, study, do their homework, while you will just tell your children, when they see bold and beautiful and you're out, look at the play for me, and when you come back, how did that go? No, you can't do that.
The Deputy Prime Minister said it is equally important for parents to create an environment where their children are encouraged to excel.
Your children have as much brains as those children going to prep school. There's no reason why they cannot, with your help, go to grammar school and girls' high school. And the poorer you are, the greater is the need for them to get into grammar school and girls' high school. But you have to get on their backs and enforce it and place in them an ambition. Ambition. Don't tell them they're like the worthless father and they won't come out any good. Tell them you expect them to be the prime minister, to be the governor general, to be a chief engineer, a doctor, a lawyer. Place that ambition in their minds so that they begin to develop and nurture the hope that they can be something.
While thanking the High Commissioner in England, Senior Lewis, for sourcing the funds to assist the children, Sir Louis reminded parents that their children's education is the greatest investment they can make.
Would be your children, and it's not an expense, it's an investment. What you put into them, you expect to reap it. Not all of them would be ungrateful, because I've known of parents who have made tremendous sacrifice. Their children went abroad, did well, and forgot about parents. But the chances are that you're better providing for them and help them. The chances are greater that once you do that, somehow or the other, the Lord would place in their hearts to remember their parents and to help their parents. So we want to thank Senior Lewis very much.
The Ministry of Education has closed down the Mary Hutchinson Primary School in Ashton, Union Island, and is now looking at a suitable temporary location to house the students for the new school term. So says Minister of Education Sinclair Jimmy Prince, who was at the time responding to a question in Parliament yesterday by opposition MP Terence Oliver, who noted that the school is in a state of disrepair, which makes it difficult or almost impossible to have classes there. The MP questioned whether repairs will be done, and if so, will the repairs be completed for the new school year.
School at Ashton, Union Island is in a state of disrepair, which makes it difficult or almost impossible to have classes there. Will the Minister please state what is the status of the school in regards to the need for repairs, and if these repairs will be completed for the new school year?
We'll take a study to determine whether any of the two old school buildings can be safely repaired, or if we have to demolish and rebuild a new facility to house the students of the Mary Hutchinson Primary School. Of course, the first school where the Mary Hutchinson School was students were housed, that had to be abandoned because after building it, it had to be abandoned. And then the second school, of course, is the one which was vacated by the Union Island Secondary School. So those are the two schools we're looking at. Once a determination is made, the Mary Hutchinson Primary School students will return to an upgraded school plant or a brand new facility in the shortest possible time frame.
Minister Prince said $89,000 were allocated to carry out repairs on the Mary Hutchinson School. He noted his government is concerned about the health and safety of all students across SVG, hence the need to put long-term measures in place. The Education Minister was also asked by the Southern Grenadines MP if the Kanawan Secondary School will be ready to open for the start of the new school year in September. Minister Prince said they are on track with its opening.
Furniture is already on island. It's here in St. Vincent now. The company has also promised to employ 1 or 2 adjunct teachers to assist the school should the need arise. The Ministry of Education is working assiduously with all of the relevant stakeholders to ensure that all arrangements are in place for the beginning of the Kanawan Secondary School for the new academic year. This administration made a promise to provide secondary education on the island come September 2nd, 2019, and here history will be created when we welcome the first batch of students to the Kanawan Secondary School. The provision of secondary education on Kanawan is a further ennoblement of our education revolution, which leaves no child behind. The Member of Parliament for the Southern Grenadines should be happy that the dream of a secondary education in Kanawan is now a reality. As Minister of Education, Mr. Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to encourage all parents of students who are expected to attend the school to support the new Kanawan Secondary School. This new school is your school. You have to be the ones to work with the teachers to ensure that your children receive a quality education.
New batch of Peace Corps volunteers sworn in today. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
The local news sponsored in part by Flow.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life, that doesn't make it any easier. When dealing with the loss of a loved one, you may try to be strong, but it's really hard sometimes. But that's just when the experience of the staff at New Haven Funeral Home can demonstrate their compassion and help to guide your family through the difficult time. So in your time of loss, call the New Haven Funeral Home at 457-1830 or 458-1467 or email newhavenfuneralhome@gmail.com. New Haven Funeral Home, SVG's preferred funeral home.
Star Limited is now located on the 3rd floor of the First St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products and furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the First St. Vincent Bank building. And don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. See Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
Kidney disease is a growing concern around the world and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chronic kidney disease is a life-threatening condition which occurs when a person's kidneys are no longer able to clean the toxins and waste products from the blood or perform other kidney functions normally. When this happens, a person needs dialysis. Dialysis is where a machine takes over the function of the kidney and safely removes the poisonous waste from the blood. Since 2012, Health Solutions Inc. has operated a full-service hemodialysis facility in SVG that offers state-of-the-art equipment, courteous, well-trained staff, and a comfortable treatment environment.
We're encouraging for early detection. Anyone who is either diabetic or hypertensive and has any questions or concerns, please contact us at 784-451-2836 or visit us at www.healthsolutionssvg.org.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances. TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
Welcome back. 12 U.S. Peace Corps volunteers will be providing teaching services at various schools across SVG was sworn in today at a ceremony at the New Montrose Hotel. The volunteers are the 91st group of Peace Corps trainees to the Eastern Caribbean who arrived 2 months ago and were part of training sessions, familiarizing themselves with SVG and teaching programs in the schools they will be attached. Minister of Education St. Clair Jimmy Prince welcomed the volunteers who will be serving for 2 years. He said their contributions to the education sector is a boost, noting the education revolution that SVG is experiencing.
Decades, the American Peace Corps has maintained a meaningful presence in the education system in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have had a long association with you, and we have benefited greatly from that association. In my high school days, a significant proportion of my teaching staff were Peace Corps, and I've been influenced tremendously by the delivery of instruction from the Peace Corps, and we're happy that you've continued to be part of our education system here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Acting Country Director of the Eastern Caribbean Peace Corps volunteer Patrick Triano reminded the volunteers of the mission of the Peace Corps, which is promoting world peace and friendships. He emphasized the importance of the commitment they have embarked on in SVG.
Our colleagues, our neighbors and our friends, or at least mine, may attest that we don't always succeed. And we don't always live up to these principles. But I want to say that the fact that we value these principles and that we have given our lives to live by these principles makes a world of difference. We need many people like you. And so I simply want to say thank you for what you have taken on. And thank you for the life that you will lead.
One of the volunteers, Alana Johnson, who is from Alaska, said it has so far been a wonderful 7 weeks in SVG and that she looks forward to making her contribution to the country.
8 weeks filled with fun, laughter, anxieties, new faces, food, and places. Some of us even experienced some culture shock. Maybe it felt longer because we've become eager to get into our own homes. But we all came here with a purpose, and some of us may still be unsure of what that purpose fully entails. Regardless, we all share a common goal, which is to help people in meeting their needs in the countries we serve. We, the Peace Corps trainees, volunteers, would like to thank those of you who helped us prepare and have guided us to where we will be going in the next 2 years to come.
The volunteers will be stationed in the 12 communities, namely Owia, Chateaubelair, Greg's Spring Village, Richland Park, Connery, North Union, Byra, Lauders and Trumaca, Barley and Lomans Winwood. 5 potential importers have expressed interest in the importation of sand to SVG. This is according to Minister of Transport and Works Julian Francis, who was at the time responding to a question in Parliament yesterday by opposition MP Nigel Stevenson. Stevenson asked whether licenses have been granted for sand mining following the ban on the removal of sand from local beaches.
The ministry is in the process of finalizing certain arrangements to facilitate the importers, particularly with approval of loading, of landing and storage distribution sites to expedite the full implementation of the ban. You can bring sand in either by barge or by boat, by ship. We are recommending to the importers that they use barge, because if you bring it in the ship, you have to put it at a dock and you have to use a grab bucket. One importer has proposed that he imports at the main wharf in Kingstown with a grab out of a ship. I am opposed to it from the point of view that it will be a mess in Kingstown.
Minister Francis stated that persons can expect to pay more for sand as there will be an increase on sand prices.
The sand is coming. What we sell sand is $14.50 per cubic yard. And I believe that is why persons here do not take care of a load of sand. The cost of sand is in the trucking. So that a 5 cubic yard truck is about $72. You leave it on the roadside. You take the 10 bag you want, carry it up the hill, leave the other load at the bottom. When the sand comes, it is going to run you over $80 per cubic yard. 80 from $14.50. Now, you may hear and you may get the person saying that this is going to add to construction cost. But it's going to be marginal. An average house may take 7 to 8 truckloads of sand, 10 on the outside.
A community meeting will be held in Sandy Bay this Sunday to discuss the Gender Equality Action Plan, the GEAP, for the Sandy Bay Coastal Protection Project, which will be undertaken by the government. The Gender Equality Action Plan is being developed as a component of the environmental and social impact assessment of the project to determine and define activities to be undertaken by the project in response to the differential priorities, needs and interests of men, women, boys and girls. The GEAP would serve as a monitoring tool to anticipate, mitigate and manage both the potential negative impacts and opportunities presented by the proposed project for different groups and individuals within the affected site area. The proposed coastal defense project is expected to reduce the vulnerability of the Sandy Bay community and its infrastructure from extreme events such as tropical storms and hurricanes and day-to-day erosion. Sunday's meeting will take place at the Sandy Bay Primary School grounds from 3 p.m. This meeting is to discuss and get views in the form of an open forum from residents and other stakeholders on their concerns and needs in the following areas: employment, health and education, and disaster relief, with Dr. Cydia Chambers of the Environmental Solutions Limited of Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister comes under heavy criticism for calling public servants in the country unproductive. This from the region. When we return, stay with us.
That was a local news segment.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths, arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins. local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Everready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494, Everready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy, juicy, drink today. Juicy, juicy, same great taste. Juicy, juicy, original drink. It's a Vinci thing. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing. Juicy.
This is Jake's Kitchen, the most trendy place to customize your kitchen in all of SVG. And when we say trendy, you better believe it's hot. Because we've got the latest in stylish kitchen accessories and fittings at astonishingly available prices. Guaranteed to make your kitchen bling bling. And our new arrivals will do just that. Step up to our showroom, upstairs Caribbean Glass in Kingstown, and make your kitchen the envy of all. When you're customized by Jake's Kitchen, you don't keep up with the neighbors. Oh no, the neighbors better keep up with you.
Tourism is for me, tourism is for you. Tourism is everyone's business, yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
At RE/MAX, we know you want to sell your property at top dollar and as fast as possible. To help you sell at top dollar, all of our agents are trained to negotiate the highest possible price for your property. And to sell as fast as possible, our agents can access over 120,000 agents around the globe, which results in more potential buyers. This is why nobody in the world sells more real estate than RE/MAX. Contact your RE/MAX agent today and get your property sold.
The body moves in many expressive ways. The freedom of movement is often taken for granted until that freedom is restricted by pain. Myers Pain Kill Gel is scientifically formulated to alleviate muscle and joint inflammation. With this gel, you can target the pain in areas where it's needed the most. Bring the joy of movement back into your life with Myers Pain Kill Gel. Available at leading stores and pharmacies in SVG.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktops, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz, bringing value home.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Welcome to our news from the region. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has come under heavy criticism by the head of the Public Service Association and social media users for remarking that there were many unproductive public servants in the country. Rowley said many of them produce absolutely nothing when the day comes, collect a salary at the end of the month, and make the most noise when pay is late. To say the president of the Public Services Association is upset with the Prime Minister's comments would be a huge understatement. Duke calls on the Prime Minister to share with citizens exactly what is his vision for the public service. Here's more in this report.
PSA President Watson Duke says if Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley wishes to open up dialogue to discuss public service reform with him, he'll give it a shot, even though he believes such an overture would be too little too late. And he's advising the PM to clearly outline his particular vision for the TNT public service if he is to win friends and influence people.
He has to change his tone.
He has to change his vision. He has to engage in participatory democracy. We allow people to participate in forging the way forward rather than dictating. He has to engage in selling people a dream, a vision, something positive, rather than selling them something negative, something to stay away from.
The PSA president the public service by converting all the permanent jobs to contract ones. It's a move, he says, which will erode the independence of this critical national institution.
Thousands of vacant positions are not filled. Thousands of positions they would have abolished. The truth be told, what the public service is today is a far cry from what it should be. We should have more people. We should have people more trained. The public service should have an academy that works. So when you enter there with your 5 O-levels, you could go all the way up to a PS knowing that you are trained. It's one where you prepare for a lifetime job, so they give you permanent employment.
And Watson Duke says neither the People's National Movement nor the United National Congress will get his support in the upcoming local government and national elections because they're both cut from the same cloth. In addition to being PSA president, Mr. Duke is president of the National Trade Union Center as well as political leader of the Progressive Democratic Party.
Meanwhile, Barbados is set to sign an energy agreement with Trinidad and Tobago this weekend. The agreement with the energy company BHP will make gas discovery closer to the Barbadian border. On Saturday morning, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley will ink the deal with her Trinidadian counterpart, Prime Minister Keith Rowley, who is leading a team to Bridgetown. The announcement was made yesterday by Trinidad's Minister Senator Franklin Khan.
As you are aware, BHP has been making gas discoveries in the northeastern part of Trinidad and Tobago maritime asset. They have drilled a number of successful wells, and some of them are quite close to the Barbadian border. Because of that, both the government of Barbados and the government of Trinidad and Tobago saw it fit to do a memorandum of understanding for joint cooperation in the event that gas reserves are found on the Barbadian side. And that will lead to possibly the signing of a unitization treaty between Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados in the not too distant future.
Sudan flood-scale scores displace thousands. This from the international scene. When we return, stay with us.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Set for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. Yeah. So play as much as you can. Monthly prizes to be won. Set for Life. A brand new house. Set for Life. A brand new car. Set for Life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for Life. Did your day done set? Set for Life. December 28th. Set for Life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for Life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner, turn your own keys. Set for Life.
It's here. The family of EC Polymer Notes. Our new money.
Here's what you can do to ensure your EC Polymer notes remain clean and last longer. Dry wet notes with cloth or paper towel. Wipe soiled notes with a damp cloth. You can carry your notes in your wallet, purse, or pocket. However, avoid creasing, crumpling, or stapling your polymer note. If by accident your polymer note gets tumbled in the washing machine or dryer, you can take out the creases by smoothing the note with your hand. Do not iron your polymer note. New polymer notes may cling together. You can loosen them by tapping the notes against a hard surface or shuffling them.
EC Polymer Notes are new money. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Carez Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I didn't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh Laundry Detergent. Agents and distributors, Carez Distribution Limited.
Welcome to the international news. Rain and flash floods have killed 54 people in Sudan since the start of July and affected nearly 200,000. The United Nations said on Friday. The worst affected area is White Nile State in the south, but Khartoum and other regions have also been affected. We hear more in this report.
This used to be his home and the shop that provided him income. Now all that Enes Ahmad has left is rubble. His house collapsed after flash floods hit his town of El Jali in Sudan's Khartoum state on Monday. The water destroying most of their belongings.
This shop was the only means I had to support myself and my family, and the house was the only place we had to live. All of that is gone now, and there's nothing I can do but say it's God's will.
The floods have destroyed at least 700 houses here, according to the town's disaster response committee, leaving more than 300 families displaced. Sudanese authorities say rains and flash floods in the past 2 weeks have destroyed over 12,000 homes across the country. Most of the damage is in poor neighborhoods with shoddy drainage infrastructure. Basic services have also been affected.
Life has become hard. There is no electricity, the water lines have been affected. There are no shops working, no bakeries working. Everything has become hard.
More rain and a rise in river water levels are expected in the coming days, adding to concerns of more floods to come. But that's not all. Flash floods have not only destroyed homes here in El Jali, they've also turned roads like this one into rivers. And because it can take days, sometimes weeks for them to dry out, it's feared stagnant waters will bring diseases. Over the past few years, health workers have recorded an increase in the number of malaria and cholera fatalities due to stagnant waters during rainy seasons. Affected residents blame the former government ousted in April of neglect. Now, opposition leaders say steps need to be taken to ensure that what happened in El Jali doesn't happen again.
It goes beyond, having just legislation in place. We need some deeds. We need to build new dams, new barriers, blockades, so as to prevent floods coming from the far east of El Jali. It is more than having legislation in place. It is about political will. It is about restructuring the area and coming with new ideas to prevent any floods in the future.
For Anas, who has to pick up the pieces to rebuild his home, starting over won't be easy. And with the rainy season not yet over, he hopes no more flash floods come to take away what little he has left.
That's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, we take a look at the local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Carez Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I didn't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents, and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Curace Distribution Limited.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
Temperature 27.8 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 79%. Barometric pressure 1015.0 millibars. 24-hour rainfall 16.7 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature 29.6 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature 24.0 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 6:21 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow at 5:53 a.m. The forecast, fair to partly cloudy with a few brief scattered showers. And our synopsis, a weak surface to low-level shear line is approaching the islands.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
SVG-TV Sports, sponsored by Remax Results Realty.
Remax Results Realty proudly presents this great family home that could also accommodate a B&B or student housing. Soaring ceilings and decorative columns enhance this sensational home with over 11,000 square feet of living space. Spread over 4 stories, this home is just a short 5-minute drive to Kingstown. For additional information, we invite you to visit our website at svghomesandland.com.
Welcome to the evening sports. Ajinkya Rahane's 18th half-century anchored India's revival to 203 for 6 on the opening day of the first test against the West Indies at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua yesterday. Reduced to 25 for 3 by opening bowlers Kemar Roach and Shannon Gabriel after they were put into bat, Rahane underlined his immense value to a star-studded team with a gritty top score of 81 that helped lift the tourists to a more competitive position by the end of a rain-interrupted day. He received support from opening batsman Rahul 44 in a 4th wicket stand of 68 and then featured in an even more productive partnership with Vihari 32, the pair putting on 82 for the 5th wicket. After the effective burst from Roach and Gabriel with the new ball, which threatened to demolish the entire Indian top order batting, Rahul found Rahane to be just the right partner in the effort to blunt the early threat of the home side's pace attack in helpful conditions. It took the off-spin of Roston Chase to separate them halfway through the afternoon session when Rahul on 44 got a faint touch to an innocuous leg side delivery for wicketkeeper Shai Hope to take a neat catch. West Indies legend Sir Vivian Richards believes a veteran T20 player Kieran Pollard would make a better option for team captain than current skipper Carlos Brathwaite. The 31-year-old Brathwaite was named captain of the squad in 2016 following the controversial dismissal of World Cup winning captain Darren Sammy and his heroics against England in the final. The Barbadian has, however, struggled since taking charge of the unit, winning just 11 and losing 17 of his matches in charge of the team for a 36% win rate. Despite being out of the squad for a couple of years, Pollard has continued to be one of the game's most reliable players, recently returning to score 115 in a 3-match series against India. The Windies, however, lost the series 3-0. Richards recently told the India Times there is no disrespect to Carlos Brathwaite, but he probably would have been part of the team still. He said it was a political scenario after Darren Sammy exited the captaincy, noting that Brathwaite is magnificent as an individual and highly competitive. There are a lot of players in that team who believe Pollard would have been a great choice as captain. England's hopes of regaining the Ashes look all but over after they were bowled out for 67 by Australia on the second day of the third test day at Headingley. The home side was skittled for their lowest Ashes total since 1948 before the tourists moved to 171 for 6 to lead by 283 at the end of a day when 16 wickets fell. It amounted to one of England's most dismal home Ashes days in recent memory, where they went from genuine optimism over levelling the series to the brink of being 2-0 down with 2 tests to play. Their reply to Australia's first innings to 179 was simply awful. Pace bowler Josh Hazlewood took 5 for 30, while Joe Denley was the only batsman to reach double figures. His 12 is the lowest to top score in an England Test innings. At some point on Saturday or Sunday, Ashes holders Australia look likely to secure at least a series draw, which is all they need to take the urn back down under. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
Come with me. Let's take a drive to the windward side of mainland St. Vincent and the Grenadines to experience an unspoiled tropical paradise. Elegance, style, class, and ambiance, all waiting for you at the Spring Garden Resort. Just 5 minutes away from the Argyle International Airport, the Spring Garden Resort offers 27 spacious rooms and 3 all-inclusive studio apartments surrounded by lush tropical foliage and impeccable views of the Caribbean Sea. The Spring Garden Resort is the perfect setting for your most memorable occasions, from weddings to birthday parties, from business meetings to personal retreats. Great for kids too. Escape for a day, a weekend away, or make reservations for an extended stay. You're always welcome, anytime. The Spring Garden Resort welcomes you with open arms.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at QCare Pharmacy. QCare leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. QCare Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
The
Welcome to Finishing and Furnishing, where a warm and friendly staff awaits you. At Finishing and Furnishing, you feel like you're in a home away from home. You will find a wide range of bedroom, living room, and appliances displayed in a stunning setting. When dealing with furniture, you need to take into consideration the colors of your room. That's why at our Penta Studio, we supply the best in interior and exterior paints. Have wooden furniture? Well, we also have stains, sealers, lacquers to get that matte or gloss finish of your desire. So give us a call at 457-2206 and come on down to Finishing and Furnishing today and start building the home of your dreams.
My sister's pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors and children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
LA Unique Upholstery. Quality at a low cost. We build to suit your needs. Contact us at Redemption Shops 457-0182 or Stony Grounds 453-2089.
Welcome back. Carlos Ramos will not umpire any matches involving Serena or Venus Williams at this year's US Open. The Portuguese umpire docked Serena Williams a game for verbal abuse in last year's final against Naomi Osaka. Williams called Ramos a liar and a thief, having already received a point penalty for smashing her racket. She was also handed a court violation for coaching during the final in New York, which she lost in straight sets. US Open referee Soren Friemel says the decision is a good one for the tournament, the players and the umpires. The US Open says the decision has been taken collectively and not in response to a request from the Williams sisters. The US Open is the final Grand Slam of the year and begins in New York on Monday. Paola of Leyu hammered Legends 5-0 yesterday afternoon in the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Hyrule Barley Football Championship at the Curtains playing field. Meanwhile, SV United of Georgetown and Overland FC played to a 2-2 draw yesterday afternoon in the Acres Agri-Diamonds Football Championship at the Diamonds playing field. Cameron Osment netted both goals for SV United of Georgetown, while the goals for Overland FC were scored by Jarvis Hoyt and Trezine de Souza. And that's how we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
SVG-TV Sports was sponsored by Remax Results Realty.
Remax Results Realty proudly presents Eagles Lodge, an attractive triple apartment residence. Each floor boasts a large kitchen, spacious bedrooms with en-suites, open living areas, and private entrances and balconies. This 23,000 square foot treat property is fully fenced with a private gated entrance. For additional information, we invite you to visit our website at svghomesandland.com or call our offices in Diamond, 784-456-2016.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz-ready finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
In your hand, yeah. So play as much as you can. Monthly prices to be won. Set for life, a brand new house. Set for life, a brand new car. Set for life, $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for life, did your day done set? Set for life, December 28th. Set for life, check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for life, live all of your dreams. Be a winner, turn your own keys. Set for life. Tourism is for me. Tourism is for you. Tourism
you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
And now for a second look at the headlines. Community groups encouraged to lend support in the fight against diabetes and other non-communicable diseases. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister comes under heavy criticism for calling public servants in the country unproductive. Sudan floods killed scores, displaced thousands. And in sports, Raheem's half-century anchors India revival in first test against West Indies in Antigua. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Yvette Bowens. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV's News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktops, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.